Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday, August 9th, and here's where we ended up camping last night. It's always nice when you wake up in the morning and look at the campsite you picked in the dark and find out you didn't do a half bad job, surprisingly. There's a creek right down here. We were desperately in need of water when we got here last night. Kind of disappointed though. I'm not sure what the source of this creek is, but some of the foulest tasting water I've had since I've been on trail. So that. But as I said last night, we are going to be packing up our tent here in just a couple of minutes, walking 100 yards down to the highway and sticking out our thumbs to try and get a ride into the Fish Lake Resort, where we can get a nice hot breakfast. Yeah, we could sacrifice that 2 hours and try and hike another 4 hours up the trail, but there's just something about having a good hot meal that's really good for the morale. Actually, good for the morale more than it is for the nutrition, and helps you stay on trail longer. Hike those extra days, put up with the hard weather. Now I'm rambling again. Edit this out. Okay, it was not an easy hitch to get here. Probably had to wait. Well, it only took about 20 minutes, but in that 20 minutes, I'll bet 100 cars drove by. But we finally did get picked up. They drove us 2 miles down the road to this. Here we go. This is the Hungry Hiker, and she got the Mount McLaughlin. So that's a whole hell of a. Whoops, there's my big fat thumb again. This is a whole hell of a lot better than the instant oatmeal I was planning to have for breakfast this morning. Kind of a quick tour of where we're sitting right now. There's a nice outside deck seating area right here, and you can see that there's a Fish Lake itself is right off the end of the deck, and then around here is the parking area, and I gotta swing around. And then actually right there's the window. That's where you place your order. So, but pretty cool place for a trail feast. Okay, back on trail after a pretty darn good breakfast brunch, I guess, at the Fish Creek Lodge. Goldilocks had, can't remember, a barbecued hamburger. Mount McLaughlin hamburger, yeah. Whereas I had the hiker burger, whatever they call it, and it was a double patty, so pretty good. I would give it a solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. I mean, a decent burger, especially for the trail. I definitely buy it again. So anyway, it was a good stop for us. I want to give a shout out to a guy that we met and had a nice long discussion with there while we were eating our lunch or breakfast, whatever you want to call it, at 10:30 in the morning. Chris is an experienced PCT section hiker, and he was a wealth of information on the trails here in Oregon. He's giving us some really great tips about the trail up ahead and fishing spots and camping spots, mosquitoes, where the lava beds are. I mean, this guy knows the state like the back of his hand, and was really a great guy to sit and talk to. We probably could have just spent the afternoon there just BSing with him, but the trail was calling, so we had to say goodbye and get back out here and start hiking. After we were done talking to the guy, he even offered to give us a ride back out to the trailhead. So we didn't even have to hitchhike back from Fish Lake Lodge, which was great, especially considering our first experience that morning trying to get there. So, it's early in the afternoon. Hopefully we've got another 8 to 10 miles ahead of us before we make camp, assuming the trail stays nice. Well, time for lunch. Found a actually really nice campsite here. And there's the sun. Okay, Goldilocks, but you can kind of see in the background through the trees, I hope. Small little lake right back there. So if a little bit later in the day, we might be tempted to just call this campsite for the night. But as it is, we're just gonna grab something to eat and then keep on going, because we still have several more hours of good hiking to go before we can call it a day. Okay, it's the end of another day on the PCT. And the good news is today we actually broke camp, or made camp, in the daylight. So that's good for a change. You see the little lake we're camped beside in the background. That's Island Lake. I don't remember the mile marker on that, but I'll look it up. But basically we're, I think, around 35 miles south of Crater Lake. So with any luck at all, we'll be there in, well, I'm going to be conservative and say 3 days. It'd be great if it was 2 days, but probably 3.